ba ito? So this is a new metric that we launched about 6 weeks ago, which measures nga ang yung mga orders that sellers are able to fulfill after the deadline versus total orders fulfilled by the seller. So you might have seen this recently na nakikita na dapat to sa taas ng order management page ninyo. May isang square doon nakalagay late fulfillment rate. I mean, ang target dito ng mga sellers is to have as low a score as possible. So kapag mas maliit yung number natin, that means that mas mabilis tayo mag-pack, mag-fulfill, and mas mabilis tayo makapag-handover sa mga 3PL or couriers natin. So ano ba yung pinaka-main point na gusto natin alalahanin sa bago nating late fulfillment rate? Yung pinaka-main thing to take note or to remember is that we have new seller deadlines when it comes to fulfilling orders. Bale, bago na yung tinitignan natin when it comes to ano ba kinakount natin as fulfilled with regards to our pickup sellers and ano yung mga fulfilled with regards to our drop-off sellers or yung mga drop-off point sellers natin. Very different to sa old metric natin na ship on time dahil dati sa ship on time, pareho lang yan. Whether drop-off point ka or pickup seller, pareho lang yung tinitignan natin, and that is whether or not you're able to hand over your parcel to our couriers or to our drop-off points within 2 working days after the order creation date. Ngayon, mag-iiba na to. What this new late fulfillment rate wants to do is to only or to rather focus on the part of the fulfillment journey or fulfillment process na may control tayo bilang mga sellers. Alright? Kung dati kahit pickup seller ka ay nakasalalay ka sa pagdating ng 3PL or ng pickup team para ma-count as on time ang parcel niyo, ngayon hindi na ganoon. Ngayon, if you guys are a pickup seller, so long as mapack ninyo yung order ninyo and maklik ninyo yung RTS or arrange shipment within 1 day after the order arrives. So let's say dumating ang order ngayong 3 p.m. Basta by tomorrow 11:59 p.m. ma-RTS and mapack na ninyo yung order na yon, technically on time na yon. So even if si pickup team dumating ng Saturday o ng Sunday o ng Monday o ng Tuesday, technically on time pa rin ang parcel natin. Yan yung kinaganda ng bagong late fulfillment rate. Hindi na natin masyadong or hindi na tayo nag-focus masyado sa pagdating ng mga couriers natin dahil alam natin na masal na ngayon na masama yung panahon, may mga bagyo here and there, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga quarantine sa certain areas. Ayaw po natin na ma-penalize ang ating mga sellers dahil po sa mga bagay-bagay na ito na hindi naman talaga kontrolado ninyo. Which is why, like I mentioned, for pickup sellers, so long as ma-RTS and mapack ninyo yung order ninyo within 1 day after the order creation date, on time na yan. On time na yan for our late fulfillment rate. For drop-off point sellers, technically pareho pa rin tayo with our ship on time na as long as ma-drop off ninyo or ma-hand over ninyo sa couriers natin or sa logistics team namin within 2 working days after the order is created, then on time pa rin yan. So overall, this is actually a much more seller-friendly metric and hopefully something that will help you guys rin when it comes to fulfilling orders para alam ninyo na, okay, I need to be able to pack and RTS my orders as soon as possible. And so long as I'm able to do it, then safe na kayo in terms of our metrics, safe na kayo, and yung mga parcels ninyo considered on time na. Alright? But please take note, this does not change our cancellation policy. And please take note as well na kung hindi ninyo mapack yung order ninyo within 1 day after the order arrives, hindi ibig sabihin nun maka-cancel na siya. In fact, it will still be fulfillable except na ma-mark siya as late or hindi na siya on time. Alright? So please take note, this metric will be visible on your seller center alongside your ship on time. So right now, magkasabay ko sila mga magiging visible sa mga seller center natin, but the plan is in the long run, ito yung magiging main fulfillment metric natin para yung focus talaga natin is on the metric that's more seller-friendly and more fair to the actual fulfillment process. Right? So yun yung unang-unang bagay na gusto kong paalalahanin sa inyong lahat. Ang late fulfillment rate ay ang bagong metric natin. Next up, pag-uusapan naman natin ang cancellation policy. But please take note, ang pag-uusapan natin ng cancellation policy ngayon ay for mga business as usual days natin or yung mga non-campaign days. Of course, during campaigns, generally speaking, nagbibigay kami ng onting leniency when it comes to cancellation because alam naman namin na on these days, sobrang dami talaga yung mga pumapasok na orders. Which is why for our upcoming mega campaign, there will definitely be some leniency offered up. Pero why are we talking about our normal business as usual cancellation policy then? Because your performance during the days leading up to our mega campaign can impact kung gaano ka effective yung mga promos natin, kung makakasali ba tayo sa certain deals na ino-offer ng Lazada, at makaka-affect rin kung sa general operations niyo as a brand or as a store. So please take note from during our business as usual days or our non-campaign days, orders must be packed and tagged as RTS and have arranged for shipment within 2 working days. Alright? So kung ang order ay pumasok ng Monday ng 3 p.m., dapat by Wednesday, end of day ng Wednesday, mapack na siya and ma-mark as RTS para hindi siya makancel. Alright? And after 2 working days, there will be an additional 2 working days for couriers to pick up RTS orders. So like sa example na binanggit ko, if ang order ay pumasok ng Monday na 3 p.m. at ma-RTS natin by Wednesday, anytime within Wednesday, that means that maka-cancel lang ang order ng Friday. Alright, so essentially may full week tayo to be able to fulfill orders to make sure na hindi nakaka-cancel mga orders natin. Nakakapag-fulfill tayo, we are able to earn from these orders from the effort that we put in, and at the same time naman, our buyers are able to receive their orders in a timely manner. Alright? So in essence, itong cancellation policy natin, focus talaga in protecting both our seller experience but also the experience of our buyers para rin maganda siya sa reputation ninyo as our sellers on Lazada. Alright? So once again, leading up to 11/11, please take note of our cancellation policy. You have 2 days to be able to pack and RTS your orders, and afterwards, an additional 2 days before these RTS orders are canceled. All right. So please take note. Like I mentioned earlier, during mega campaigns, we usually extend cancellation SLAs or yung mga cancellation schedule natin to account for the increased volume of orders. Di naman namin kayo papababayaan, di ba? However, if in case, let's say, may error talaga tayo sa operations at nagkaroon tayo ng maraming cancellation sa mga mismong campaign orders or mga orders na pumasok ng 11/11, sellers may be subject to non-compliance points or order volume limits. All right. So as much as possible, we want to avoid this to minimize any disruptions to our business post, pre, and during 11/11. So hanggat kaya, let's try to make sure na okay ang operations natin and maka-avoid tayo ng mga unnecessary cancellations. So what are some tips and reminders from the platform governance team to avoid cancellations? Number 1, always practice first in, first out when processing orders. Yung mga unang orders na pumasok, let's say yung mga pumasok ng 12:01 a.m., dapat yun yung unahin natin i-fulfill as compared sa mga orders natin na pumasok ng 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. that same day. Why? Kasi of course, yung mga unang orders na pumasok, yun yung mga mas importante na malabas natin agad or ma-fulfill natin agad to make sure that our buyers who purchased earlier are able to receive their orders earlier as well. Another thing to take note of, and this is something very important, especially now that we're leading up to 11/11, make sure po na we update our stocks and prices regularly. Alright? What do I mean by this? Make sure po na yung mga prices na nilagay natin sa seller center, sa mga products natin ay accurate at ito yung mga presyo na willing tayong ibenta itong mga gamit, yung mga produkto natin at. Meron po kasi kaming na-encounter ng mga sellers na accidentally na misprice yung item at dahil dito kailangan namin mag-cancel ng mga maraming orders na napasok na. We want to avoid that, and one way to do so is to regularly update our stocks and prices. And make sure as well, especially for Double 11, na when we list our items up for deals or for lowest price, etc., now we have accurate stocks on hand. Because we want to make sure na hindi tayo nagpapaasa sa mga buyers natin na bibili sila ng mga products na wala pa lang available stock. Alright? So as much as possible, update stocks and prices regularly. And if in case nagkaroon ng missed pickup, follow up agad sa PSC so that we are made aware and we are able to address any concerns as soon as possible. Ayun. Another thing to take note of, especially during this increase in orders during Double 11, is our package not ready policy or PNR policy. So ito, we usually call it our RTS, or our early RTS rather. PNR, or package not ready, are packages that are tagged as ready to ship kahit naman seller hasn't actually packed them and they aren't actually ready to be handed over yet. All right? So as much as possible, we want to discourage this kind of behavior because it ends up misusing and affecting the efficiency of our pickup. May mga times na dumadating ang couriers namin sa warehouse tapos wala pa lang ipipick up, nasayang naman po yung biyahe ng mga couriers namin where they could have picked up other parcels from other sellers as well. Other negative effects of PNR is that it could lead to cancellations if in case na regularly nag-RTS tayo pero hindi pala siya ready, baka ma-cancel siya dahil isipin ng system ay hindi talaga ready tong RTS na order na to. It might also affect your seller metrics, and finally, it could also introduce non-compliance points to your store, which we want to avoid. Diba? So as much as possible, please make sure that we only pack our parcels, or we only click ready to ship rather, after we've finished packing our parcels. That way, sigurado tayo na if a courier arrives to pick up, na ready tayo to hand it over. So some tips or some reminders when it comes to package not ready. Make sure to pack your parcels after receiving the orders and to only click ready to ship when these parcels are ready for pickup. Kapag finalize na talaga, nakapag-stick na tayo ng airway bill, na-seal na natin yung pouches o yung mga boxes, doon pa lang natin i-click ang RTS. Of course, our couriers then pick up the parcels, our couriers update the pickup status, and we only tag it as package not ready if in case the parcel really is not ready. However, one note and something that I super want to emphasize, please make sure to check the accuracy ng reason code na nilalagay ng ating mga couriers before you sign off on our EPOD or our electronic proof of delivery. So ano ba to? Whenever our couriers arrive at a warehouse to pick up or arrive at a seller to pick up items, we always ask our sellers to sign an electronic proof of delivery after the pickup is done to confirm na na-pick up nga lahat na kailangan i-pick up or to confirm na mayroong mga parcels na hindi na-pick up. Alright? As a seller, it's we encourage you and we empower you guys to make sure na babasahin natin ng maayos itong EPOD na to make sure na we avoid any wrong tagging. So nagkakaroon din talaga ng mga instances where our drivers accidentally tag parcels as PNR kahit naman ready talaga siya. So as much as possible, make sure to double check the accuracy ng reason code before you or your PIC or your person in charge signs the EPOD. That way we ensure na naiiwasan natin ang mga wrong tagging na ito. Alright? Alright, so that's pretty much the focus on our fulfillment side, but some additional reminders for a last minute or two before we wrap up this segment on platform governance. Some reminders for our Double 11 product listings is that one, we also have intellectual property rights policy. Alright? And hindi ko na po pag-uusapan yung buong IPR policy dahil very, very long siya. But yung focus lang po talaga natin is yung main offenses na nakikita namin na nangyayari during big campaigns or big sales. So please take note, or as a reminder, intellectual property refers to creations of the mind such as inventions, literary and artistic works, designs, symbols, names, and images when used in commerce and used for profit. Whenever sellers use things like designs or images that they don't own to promote their products, nagkakaroon po tayo ng conflict of interest, nagkakaroon po ng violation ng IPR policy. So some tips and reminders to avoid any IPR violations this coming Double 11. First and foremost, please take note. Please do not use any Lazada, Lazmall, or other related logos in your product listings. All right? Please take note. Sa product listings, bawal po siya gamitin. But of course, sa mga social media, sa feed post, sa store builder, pwede po siya. Yung pinaka-importante lang po talaga is that on the actual product listing, sa mga product images ninyo, SKU images, iwasan po natin ang paggamit ng mga Lazada or Lazmall logo dahil bawal po ito. Alright? Yung mga pinaprovide po ng mga commercial team, ng mga account managers ninyo or mga different teams in Lazada na material or graphics na pwede gamitin for your store are specifically given for your store or for your social media. Strictly po, hindi po siya pwede gamitin or bawal po siya gamitin sa mga product listings natin. Alright? And if in case you guys plan to use any material on your store, always double check to make sure na kayo yung may-ari ng material na to, whether it's a poster or design, at kung hindi kayo yung may-ari, na may permission kayo na gamitin yun. Alright? So some things to take note of with IPR. And finally, with product quality policy, something that was recently updated as well in the last month, our product quality policy revolves around ensuring that all products sold on the platform meet the standards na ina-expect ng mga buyers natin. We want to make sure na our buyers get the best type of products and the best quality of products, which is why we ensure to maintain that standard here on the platform. So violations ng PQ policy namin revolve around consistent poor ratings and regular product quality related returns. So kapag yung item niyo ay palaging nire-report ng mga buyers na bad quality product or mababa ang ratings or palagi kayo nakaka-encounter ng or nakaka-experience rather ng returns related to product quality, madalas ay na-flag yung mga products na to for potential action on our end. All right. So some reminders or some tips to avoid TQ violations. Once again, make sure to practice first in and first out when depleting stocks. That way, we ensure that the stocks that were or the items that we're selling or fulfilling first are the ones with the shortest shelf life or the ones with the shortest stock life na lang. But of course, when we sell any items on the platform, make sure to double check our stocks and remove those that are near expiry. Our general rule of thumb is as much as possible, iwasan po natin pagbenta ng mga items na less than 6 months left before expiry. Of course, this is on a case-to-case basis. Depende po yan sa produkto natin. But yun na po yung general rule of thumb na masasuggest namin to avoid any concerns with our buyers. Of course, update our listings and product descriptions regularly to make sure that our buyers know what they're getting into, know what they're purchasing. And finally, let's make sure to pack our products properly to avoid any damage en route to our customers. All right? So that's pretty much it on the end of our platform governance team. So good luck to all of our sellers this coming Double 11. I'm super duper excited to collect all these Lazada bonuses and use them on all of our different products. Mas lalo na po sa mga